I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right screen. Okay. I think we got it. All right, I think you can see it. So let's start by setting the context. Let's imagine that we are working for a travel app company called Bridger, something similar to Airbnb or Booking.com, and we've identified a problem. Our product team has looked into the data, and we're seeing a high drop-off rates between searching for accommodations and actually completing a booking. Team, this is very serious. It's impacting revenue, so we have to dig deeper. But the metrics obviously don't tell us why this is happening. So we decided to conduct some interviews to learn why. Now, traditionally, user interviews are a logistical nightmare. We know this. I imagine you could agree. We have to juggle multiple tools. We know what's ahead of us is weeks of chasing participants, then analyzing them, then overlapping what we've learned to find the themes, building the decks. We know how this looks like. But at Maze, we've designed for a different way. So I'm gonna jump into the product and I'll show you how it is. We're starting with the recruit step. So when we wanna find our participants, we're gonna start with easy to follow recruitment link setup. Over here, we can define all the specific descriptions and we can decide which conferencing link we want to use for the interviews, Zoom, Meet, Teams, whatever you are using. This is based really for being flexible with your workflows, but I'll choose Maze conferencing, of course, because I want the interviews to be automatically recorded. I don't want to think about it, and they'll be automatically imported as well as we finish the interview. I'm gonna set a limit of sessions per day, and I'm gonna cap this study altogether to 10, because my time is precious and we can't book over 10 meetings just for this. And so I'm gonna select the participant selection method to be handpicked. I can send this link and meetings will be booked on my calendar. But again, I want to talk to very specific people. So I'm going to add the screener question here. I'm going to make sure that these folks that I'm going to be talking to have traveled in the past 6 months. And when the results are going to come in, I'm going to be able to look at their entire profile and handpick them to get invitation to the study. I can select Mathieu to join me as a co-organizer because I want somebody to be a sparring partner with me in this research project. And I'm gonna add Jane as an extra attendee. So her calendar is not gonna block our overlapping availabilities, but she's great to have if she can make it. And then I can set up my availability. This should look quite familiar to you with all the nitty-gritty buffers and notices and starting time increments when we define availability. And of course, the reminders to our participants to please show up on time because we know that no-show is a real research pandemic and we got it. So reminders that are gonna go out. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're gonna start seeing our applicants come in, we're gonna invite them, we're gonna schedule, and we're gonna interview them. Let's fast forward in time and see the results. So over here, what we're seeing is several completed sessions that we've already had. And we are seeing the last one we have here, it's still in review, it's Jackie. And what we can see on the sessions page is this is an automated summary generated for us thanks to AI. We couldn't really get through this without saying AI, right? So, okay, here we said it. All right, so with AI, it helped us summarize the session with smart timestamps. It can help us jump through exactly to when was this said. And what is gonna be extra helpful for me here is the suggested highlights. So AI suggested highlights is what happens when we crawl through the entire transcription here that was automatically generated for us, and we see like really strong moments that we should be paying attention to. So over here, the AI suggested that Jackie had negative booking experiences. So I can either edit this or add a theme over here, or I can, of course, dismiss this if I don't want to take the AI suggestions. And of course, what I can do is always use my own judgment, and I can highlight over here. I'll get, again, kind of a smart summary from the AI, but I can just delete this and make it my own if I want to. Now, this is going to become extremely helpful when I'm going to go over to the analyze step. Over here in the analyze step, I'm seeing all of these moments that I've highlighted and annotated, aggregated under the theme view. And so when I go to the booking challenges, I see that thanks to smart analysis over here, automatically I get a summary of all these snippets and highlights and the findings related to them. So what I'm seeing here, top mentions, 5 mentions out of the 6 interviews I've had are speaking about host response delays as one of the reasons for booking challenges. And so, okay, I'm able to narrow down on the real problem behind the issue that's causing the drop-off. What I want to make sure that I do is that I keep my stakeholders in the loop. So I'll click here on the report and I'll land right here on the automated generated report. So we get the executive summary that at a glance will give my stakeholders an understanding of what I saw, what I discovered in this interview study. They can, of course, jump in into every participant and see exactly who they are and what they told me, but they can also just jump directly to booking challenges and hear it for themselves from our participants.
I like to discover when I arrive to the place that there are additional fees or there are equipment that you...
The customer voice always sells it to stakeholders. So they can really just get immersed into the findings and into the insights and develop the empathy from this report. So, okay, I kept my stakeholders in the loop. I have my learning. I know that the host response delays are one of the root causes for my problem. So from here, what I want to do is go back to the team and develop some hypotheses about ways to solve this problem. All right, so we have our hypothesis that maybe by implementing instant booking, this can be the solution for when customers don't have to go through these delays that are causing their challenges. But I want to make sure before I double down, before we start designing and building this, that this is the right direction, that this is going to be the right solution. So what I can do is I'll jump in to do a new study type. And this is the new addition to our platform, the AI moderator study type. So I'll start with a new study and I'll select the AI moderated. And I'm gonna decide, I'm gonna follow the guided setup just to see, and the language preference, well, participants will choose their own language for talking to the AI, but the analysis language, I wanna keep it in English. And so over here, I am able to write down a very simple prompt. Like we all know from the GPDs out there, I can think of using the template over here or another, but what I really want to do is I'm gonna put in my own prompt. I want to validate whether host response delays are the primary causes for booking drop-offs and determine if an instant booking solution would effectively address user pain points before full product development. So that's really what I want to learn now. And then about the company, let me add some context here about Bridger so that there's a full context and picture to how we're gonna plan this AI moderation setting. And as I go next, we're gonna get the research goals for the AI to follow. And we're seeing here that these are the goals. This is the research plan that the study is suggesting to me. Assess whether host response delays are the primary cause of booking drop-offs. Yes, this is good. Determine if an instant booking solution would effectively address user pain points. This is super relevant. This is what I wanted. Identified what aspects of booking process are most frustrating. Yes, I kind of know this. I really don't need to go there again. Understand how an instant booking feature would impact host experience. Lovely. This is what I want. I can go in And over here, I can generate questions that are going to be specific for each research goal. I can also decide if I want the AI to go more moderate or go even deeper on each specific research goal. And when I see the questions, I can customize them, but this looked good to me, so I'll keep this. And I can also always go back to add more context for the AI to get smarter and have more understanding of what I really want to learn. Okay, I think we've put a lot into this setup. It's time to see how the AI moderator would moderate the session itself. So let's jump in and take a look. So this is how it would look like for my participants. Let's get started. Okay.
Hello, thanks for joining this conversation. Today, we'll be exploring your experiences with travel accommodations and how you discover and book unique stays for your trips. Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Great, let's begin. I'd like to start by understanding your recent experiences with booking accommodations. Could you walk me through the last time you tried to book a stay on Bridger, but didn't complete the reservation?
Yes, I think I went into the Bridger app and I couldn't find a way to complete my booking. I looked and I looked, but there was no real easy way to do that.
Got it. When you say you couldn't find a way to complete your booking, can you describe what specific steps in the booking process you found most challenging or confusing?
Yes, I think I sent a message to a host, but I never heard back and I couldn't find it again.
I see. So it sounds like communication with the host was a barrier. Could you tell me more about the messaging experience? What specifically made it difficult to follow up or find your previous conversation?
Okay, I think we got it. This is how it would look like for my participants. And this is following my research goals pretty well. So let's fast forward again and look at how it would look like once the interviews would have been done, because this is probably a lunch break type thing. I set it up, I send it over, and then when I'm back, all of this, which mirrors what we just saw from interview studies, is done automatically. The themes are generated with AI automatically. The synthesis is generated with AI automatically. Always I can edit this. Always I can control the narrative and the recommendations. But when I'm back, I don't need to do this by myself. I can always do this, go back to the sessions and see the exact transcripts and highlights that we know and love. But over here, the analysis is already done for me. So again, I can share the report with my stakeholders, or I can see what was found during lunch by the AI. So I can see that slow host response times cause booking abandonment, and the lack of instant booking increases uncertainty. Great. I've validated my solution direction. I know that this is going to be a great way to solve this problem. And so with this confidence, I can move forward. So let's return back to the scenario, right? Like, we're at Bridger, we know what the problem is, we validated that. We know that we have a solution direction, we've got confidence on that. We worked with the design team and we figured out two great ways to do that. One would be to put a badge on a host that they accept the instant booking. And one is to put the badges, but also allow the users to filter for instant booking as well. One is tougher to build, takes a little bit longer, but we have kind of the conviction that this would get the job done. And the other might be light and might just do the job. How can we decide? So with that, let's move back to the Maze unmoderated study. And the way that we can